Welcome to CTV News Trendline with Michael Stittle and Nik Nanos.
A government's fortunes also are often linked to how voters feel about their financial situation. And obviously, we're in a cost of living crisis, and inflation is up. You've recently done a survey on that for Bloomberg. What did you find out?
Well, we track consumer confidence every week for Bloomberg News, and a couple of things that I always look at a little closer. Two things: we ask people about their personal finances. You know, are you better off now than you were last year? I don't know if that sounds familiar. John Kennedy said that in the Nixon-Kennedy debate in order to slam Richard Nixon. So that's been traditionally something that a lot of analysts look at. And you know, when we ask that question, only 13% of Canadians say that they're better off today than they were a year ago. 48% say that they're worse off. That's almost 4 times as likely to say that they're worse than better off. But the kicker here, Michael, is that this better off number has not been this tepid, weak low since the pandemic. Back in 2020, when people were worried about whether they'd be able to pay the bills or pay the rent and what was going to happen before a lot of that stimulus money came in. So that's really not good news for the incumbent government, because people are saying, hey, you know what, I'm worse off now than I was a year ago.
Nik, if we've seen the power index trend for the Liberals, and sort of the numbers for the Conservatives stabilize, and we're not supposed to have a federal election until for another couple of years. Apparently, we'll see how that works out. But if you're the Liberals and you just have these concerns over, you know, people's economic situation, how do you turn this around?
Well, first of all, it takes time to turn it around. This isn't going to change dramatically overnight, because this is a composite index score of a number of different factors. You know, you first of all have to get people to start being open to voting Liberal, and that's been on the decline under Justin Trudeau. The reality is that Justin Trudeau has taken what is traditionally a large tent party and made it smaller because of his particular agenda. So, you know, the Liberals are no longer in that kind of mushy middle. They've kind of shifted over to the left as they've tried to keep the New Democrats at bay. I think Michael, the other big question is the New Democrats. You know, with the Liberals weak in the polls and the New Democrats propping them up in the House of Commons, how long can they continue to do that? Because the New Democrats have to worry that the problems with the Liberals and negative perceptions of the Liberals and the weakness of the Liberal brand also transfers over to the New Democrats as their parliamentary partner. So I don't know, if you're Jagmeet Singh looking at numbers like this, you got to be thinking, tick tock, we can't be supporting this particular government in the House of Commons forever. He probably doesn't want to trigger an election, but perhaps there's probably more pressure, or they're looking more seriously at perhaps ending the parliamentary arrangement a little sooner than 2025.